Okay. So these are the two hard drives, okay? I'm going to be powering up. Let's go look at those. So if I can zoom in there, do something like that. There we go. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with there. Okay, two of those. Okay, 2009, as you can see right there. Okay, October 2009. Very old, very old. Okay. No, this is the same. This is March 2011, so that's 2 years older, or 2 years younger, should I say? This one here, the one there. Okay, so we're going to power up these two hard drives. Okay, and hopefully this will work for us. They are server hard drives. They get very, very, very hot. I need to cool them down. Okay, so let's come over here where I have built the enclosure. Okay, so let's take a ramble over there. Okay, so there's the hard drive enclosure that I built. Okay, so let's get a look at it over here. So here, okay, I have these stirrups. I put these stirrups underneath there, as you can see. They're sort of mounted on there with screws and so on, and that's the hard drive enclosure with wood. You see the bridge going across here, okay, and so on. Okay, and it's a wooden bridge. There's two of those wooden bridges, two of them. There's one here on the front, I'll show you here, okay, and another one there at the back. Okay, so that's two of them there. Okay, and you have 4 pillars, okay, wooden pillars, one here, one across here, and one here. Okay, as you can see there, 4 wooden pillars. Okay, so they hold up the perspex, which is just this stuff here, see-through clear perspex. Okay, and so on, as you can see there. Okay, and you can open and close it and so on, as you can see there. Those hard drives will be inside on those, sitting on those bridges and so on, just here and so on. I'll demonstrate that soon enough. So put a big fan, I think that's a 5.5 inch fan here on the bottom. Okay, that's on the base of the unit. Okay, that's where the stirrups, as you can see right here. Okay, these stirrups, there's 4 of them right there. Okay, 4 stirrups. So it will have room to breathe, okay, to keep her up off the platform, and so on. Okay, so I need to power these fans, and this one here, this fan as well here. They're both 12 volt. I think that's a 2.5 fan, 2.5 inch, which is 12 volt, and the bottom one here is a 5.5, 12 volt. As you can see the name on it there, I think it's a Be Quiet. Yeah, okay, 12 volt. This one here, that one there is an old fan, by the way. It's an old fan. Oh, that's a Maplin brand. I didn't realise that. Okay, very good. Okay, so they're both 12 volts, and that would keep the hard drives cool. The idea of these two fans here is to air will come up, and this one here will suck out the air to the top here. Okay, like this. So you have a push system. Okay, a push and a pull. Okay, like so. So I have to power them up along with the hard drives. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So I need to order myself some equipment, which I've already did, and we're going to try this today, and hopefully that the equipment will all work together, all these technologies to power up the hard drives, get the fans running, put the hard drives in, yes, power them up, and transfer the data and so on from those hard drives, these two here, and so on, and then hopefully link it to this here PC. This is an old Dell. Yeah, it's a Latitude, as you can see right there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so we're gonna use a USB port. So I'll take you through what I got off a whim, without research, just to see if I could power them up myself. Okay, and so on. PSU power supply. That's from a computer. Yeah, it's just a cheaper Corsair. Okay, and so on. Okay, so let's try this. So here we go. This is the first time trying it. I didn't do this. I didn't check it out. and power up on all this type of thing, and I didn't do anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to try it now, and I want you to watch the progress. It's a homemade project, and I don't know if it's on YouTube or not, but I decided to give it a go on a whim to see if I was right and test my experience. So here we go. Right. Okay, so as it is, I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to be doing so you can follow the video. And if you're going to build something, you can build it from my experience as I show you how you can do this at home. I didn't want to use a double enclosure or buy a double enclosure hard drive because I basically have a NAS. Then I might as well buy a NAS drive. We can turn this into a NAS drive as well and add more hard drives to it if we need it. Okay, so let's get this done. Okay, so now we're going to grab our hard drive to replace. I'm going to grab a hard drive here. Okay, grab you first. Okay, this is the first one here, and we're going to open the enclosure. Okay, and so on. Okay, we're going to bang this in here. Okay, so I'm going to put this camera on the mount. Give us a moment. Okay. Okay, remember this? That's it. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to put this in here. So do this now for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to put the hard drives in here. One of them anyway. We're going to get the two of them. I'll put both of them in here eventually. Okay, and we need to get that out there for a moment. Clear off some of those cables. Hopefully that they don't get caught in the fan, which would be well, it won't be disastrous, but it will knock out the drives too early as they overheat. Okay, so here we go. So this is the first one now. Okay, and put it over here. Get that wire out of the way there. So on. Okay. There we go, there's one, and it sits there nicely. Okay, so drag you over here for a moment, so on. Don't know if you can see that at the moment. I'll take you off the mount again just so you can actually view it, so you know what I'm doing. That's the hard drive there. Okay, as you can see there, and so on. We're going to add the second hard drive now. Put this camera back on the mount. This is where the power is, and so on, a data and power cable. That's the data side, that's the power side. No Molex, so we're going to put this in backwards, like so. Okay, so now move that cable out of the way there, and put this in here. Okay, well, we hope for the best. Hope this works. This is going to be my first time trying it with all the equipment. That will point out what I got and so on. Okay, make sure they're aligned alright. They seem to be alright there. That's good. Okay, so that's our two hard drives now mounted. I'm unmount this camera. Okay, and so on. Okay, so that's what I got there. Okay, and that fan, as you can see down the bottom here, this fan here, you see, I've used women's tights for that, to cover the fan, to prevent dust from getting into the fan and going under the hard drives, like so. Okay, and the reason for that is because when dust hits the hard drive components, it covers them with dust basically, yes, but it heats up the parts, and the heat becomes insulated. The dust becomes an insulator for the heat, and it will knock them out and may even short them as well. So that's why I use nylon, stretchy nylon, a few guitar strings and a few blocks of wood and so on. There's one block of wood, second block of wood, 4 blocks of wood is used, and I put the tights onto them. Okay, now, okay, so you can see it down here. Okay, yep, okay, that's good. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now that our hard drives are in the enclosure, what we're going to do here, we are going to use this course here. This is I don't know if you can see, hold on a moment, I'm going to have to turn this camera around rather than the power supply. and that's what I'm using there, okay. As you can see here, okay, and that's what I'm using there, okay. And so I bought this here for 40 euro or thereabouts. It doesn't have to be so powerful. It's going to power 2 hard drives and a couple of other basics like the fans and stuff that we have here on the power supply on the enclosure, okay. And so we got our cables and stuff. So I'm going to rig these cables up. I'm going to use 2 of these here. These are the power, SATA power, and these are going to go into the hard drives here at the back. I don't know if I can show you that or not. As I'm putting them in there, it'd be quite awkward. But I'm going to put them in there anyway. I'm going to use 2 of those SATA. These 2 here. I'm going to use 2 of those, and we'll power them up with these SATA power cables. Okay, and that cost me 40 euro. Like I said, it's a PSU PC power supply. Okay, right, that's that Corsair. Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm trying to keep you up to date here with every movement that I'm making to show you that this can't be done at home. Okay, so we went on, I talked about this a little bit, this here PSU, and rigging them up to the hard drives, and that's exactly what I did. You see them? Okay, hold on a moment, I'm going to have to grab this camera and just be careful with it. So there's one just here, okay, just here, and the other one is just here, as you can see, okay. Alright, there and there, okay, and that's our hard drives plugged into the PSU, okay, and so on. The next thing we need to do, without doubt, is add the fans. So give me a moment to turn this off and to show you that I have the fans rigged up to this here PSU power supply for a PC. Let's go. Okay, so now we have the fans rigged in. Okay, that's the top fan here, and that's the bottom fan just here. Okay, it's now rigged into the Corsair power supply. I know there's a lot of wires there. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning up with this, and that's rigged to the PSU, the Corsair PSU power supply. Okay, so that's the fans and the hard drives done. Okay, they're rigged up now. So the next thing is getting the data cables. This is the vital part. This is the part where it gets harder. It's finding the right cables and so on. So let's take it step by step, okay? And I'll take you through this. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so here we have SATA cables. Okay, let me point this out to you for a moment. This here is male to female. Okay, let me open this up and explain why to you I got male to female, because I needed to go from the hard drive, which is the male port on the hard drives, okay, and that bit there is going to go into the hard drives. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Zooming in there, hold on a moment, I may need some more light here. I need to hold on, just manually focus on this for a moment. Okay, that there, okay, and that piece is going to go into the hard drive. Okay, this piece is a bit different. This is a female, as you can see, right, 7-pin data cable. Okay, and that side is for the hard drive, and that side is for something else. You cannot plug that into a computer. Okay, you can't do that. You can't just plug that into a computer. Okay, so I needed a bridge. How much is a bridge? Where was I going to find a bridge? And so on. This project, it was starting to get a bit messy and complicated. So anyway, I went on to eBay and I found some bridges. This is what you call a bridge chip or a bridge board. Okay, and so I came by 2 of these little buggers. Okay, okay. I'm just going to zoom in there. Oh, so I sharpen the image here, and this here. Okay, so this is what I'll be using. Okay, this is going to bridge. This is going to be where that SATA connection is going to go. There's power as well on the SATA, but I won't be using that. We've got them powered through the PSU. Okay, on the Corsair PSU. Okay, so we're going to be using the SATA connection. Okay, for that. And this is a bridge board. I got this here from Germany. Okay, and it cost me, I think it was 10 euro something like that, okay, and so on. This is going to bridge the connection between the hard drives and the computer, okay. Now it goes to, so here SATA cable to USB, but the USB then became a problem. I couldn't find USB A. I had to settle for B. This is a Seagate made by Seagate. That's the type of connection it is, a Seagate connection, or otherwise known as USB 0.3. So then I had to order those cables, okay. So that's I had to order 2 of these SATAs, okay, because I'm powering 2 hard drives. Then I need to order the bridge, and that's what I figured out on a whim, by the way, that I've ordered these. Alright, so I got 2 of these as well. That's 2 of those. That's 2 of these SATA cables, 2 of those, and 2 of these bridges, okay, these bridge boards, okay. We need them, you'll see why, and so on. So let's move on, okay. We're going to take off from where we left last time, okay. So we have the 2 cables, okay, and we have the 2 bridge board chips, okay. So that's the we have 2 of those, okay, and so on. I get the other one for you just to show you that I do have it, and it is that's the other bridge board. I don't know if you can make that out inside there. You see it? That's it there, okay. You can sort of make it out there. I hope you can see that. Anyway, so that's the 2 bridge boards, okay. Next thing now we need is our cable here. So this is what I was talking about. This is the Seagate 3.0 Type B cable to USB, okay. These are 3.0 cables. Usually these cables, they only come with an external hard disk enclosure for Seagate products, okay. This one has screws on it, so I've ordered this one here separately from eBay, okay. What did these cost? I think it was about €5-6 on eBay. I'll leave the link below, okay. And so that's what we're dealing with. This part goes into the bridge board. This part goes into the USB, okay, a USB port on a PC, but that's only 1 hard drive. We need 2 of these cables, okay. Now you don't have to have the screws on them. There's no need to have the screws on them. You don't need them, okay. So I have one with screws, which I don't need. It's all right, and one without screws, okay. So let's put this down here, and that's that, okay. We put bridge board in there, okay. Let's move on, and I'll show you the one without the screws, okay. Okay, so this is the one without the screws. Now these cables are pretty long, I noticed, because they come off a HDD enclosure made by Seagate for Seagate products. So there's one without the screws, and that's what they look like without the screws, okay. Point size B, or type B should I say. Type B, as you can see, there's a little one here is data, one is power transfer, okay, you know, and so on, or ground and so on. Like one is data for transferring, sending and receiving, and the other is the power up for ground and stuff like that, and so on. So you have these 2 little, and if you can see them right there, you see there's a little groove. See that small little groove there? You see that? Okay, be careful of that. And on the back, sort of the same there as well, little groove there, as you can see, okay, to USB 3.0, okay. It's a long cable, I tell you, it's very, very long. So I'm looking at, you get them from about 1 meter or so. So that's our 2 cables, okay. We'll be using those, okay. Let's try rig all this stuff up, and hopefully it will work. Now, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to take out this other SATA cable, okay. This is brand new, as you can see, okay. And I'll show you now. That's the part that we need. That's the female, and this is the male. Sorry, that goes into the back of the hard drive, okay. And this part here goes into the bridge board. So let's do this, okay. I'll show you then when I'm finished, when I plug these cables in, and then I'll hook them to the bridge boards. So I'm going to turn this off because it's quite awkward getting in behind there to do this, okay. Okay, so this is it. So this is our two cables here. Okay, they're the females. Now they're rigged into the back of the those two hard drives just here. Okay, right down there you see the hard drives just here and here. Yeah, okay, they're rigged into them two hard drives. Okay, so I'm gonna take I might be able to show you now these cables going into the bridge boards. Lift up the camera a little bit. Okay, there we go. So that's well, I'm gonna hope for the best really with this. Again, like I said, I'm going on a whim. I'm going from experience. I didn't research any of this. Let's try this. Okay, let's get our bridge boards ready. Okay, so I hope you're with me so far. Okay, so give us a moment. I just make sure this is okay, that's good. So here's our bridge board. Okay, just so you know, this is what I'm using here. Okay, you can see it there. That's the USB B, the Seagate USB. On the other side, remember, a data. That's a data line, a data connection there. That's the data connection for the data cable, and that's female. Okay, so here we go. Okay, try this. Okay, let's see what I have to do here. I'm gonna have to break the side off the female connection because it's got a little hook on it that will hook into it. But sure, how could I do that? Let me see. Maybe I may not need to break it, I don't know, but I'll give it a shot. Alright. Right, it's not going in there. I'll show you, just let me zoom in for you there for a moment. It's not going in there, okay. I'm may have to break both sides of that connection. Let me see if I can get enough light and stuff on it for you as well, which is it's very important that I do it like this, okay. So that's the data side and so on. It goes in like this, okay. I don't know if you can see that. It goes in like that, okay, and so on. We need the pins on their own, just these pins on their own, okay. So we need to do it with the both of them, okay. We're going to have to knock the sides off, either side off, just here and here, okay. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm going to knock them off. To do that, give me a moment, give me one moment. Okay, so I'm back. This here is a little nail clippers, okay. I use it to cut my hair, really, you know. Anyway, let's so this is what I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to use the nail clippers, and it will be strong enough, hopefully enough now, to just to snip this. Okay, let's hope for the best now. Here we go. Lovely. Okay, I should have used that the first time. Okay, we have to do the second data cable as well. Okay, here we go. It's a clean cut, as you can see. Just a little bit right there. Easy with it. Okay. Okay, that's cool. That is very cool. Okay, now I'm left with that. Okay, on to the other one here. Okay. It's all part of the setbacks. It's only an experiment and I'm winging it, like I said. I've mentioned that a few times. Okay, so nail clippers, and we'll cut you, mister. That's one. Okay, turn around, cut the side off this as well. Okay, cables are very expensive, like I said. Okay, that's good. So that's basically this side goes into the hard drive, as I mentioned before, and so on, and this side here is the female. The female is going to go in to the bridge, and we have our bridge still here sitting there waiting to be used. That goes into the data side. So let me see now. I just want to see if this is actually going to work. So let me see. So we put you here, take you over there for a moment. I'm going to hold you there, one hand against the light. Okay, and the L shape, see the L shape there on the, see the L shape there, yes, little L shape. Okay, that goes into the L shaped side here of this here. Okay, let's hope this works. Great, we got somewhere. I'm very happy with that. and then we got a USB, the type B USB, the Seagate make, and we put that into that there. This part goes into the hard drive, back into the hard drives. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, let's go. Come on. Okay, so try this again. Okay, so this is our bridge, as you've seen there many times so far. Okay, and so a data cable here. Okay, it's a female data cable. So we're going to plug this in. Okay, and let's hope. I'm going to zoom in here as you can. I want you to see it. I need you to see it. All right. This is important to see that all this here fits. Even if it fits, it doesn't mean it's going to work. It doesn't mean that. Okay. So now we've got our data cable. Okay, and slide it in. There we go. That's it. That's one chip. Okay. You can see the chip there now. Okay. Okay. That's gone in there. That's all right. Now you can see a little bit on the side there. That doesn't really matter so much. It's all right as long as they're making full contact and the pins are long enough to make that contact. We'd be all right with that. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So, and this is our second bridge board chip. We need is it is exact the same. Okay. Exact the same as the other one. Okay. Okay, there we go. Brand new bridge board chip. Okay, same again as the other. There's our line that we want. That's the one there we want. Okay. Okay. I'm going to attach this. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to have to zoom back in because it's important that you see this. Okay. So when something doesn't work, we can follow back through all the steps. Okay, so we put you in here, mister. Okay. Excellent. That's the two bridge board chips rigged up there. Okay. Now, be careful with them. Okay. It's up against the wall there, as you can see. It's anyway. Okay. Remember this. Okay. Well, this here is gonna go off into this bridge chip here. Okay. Okay, and so on. Okay, I hope you can see that there. Push it right in. Very good. Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't have to use the screws to USB. Okay. Okay, type A USB. Okay, so that's one. Let's go for the second one. Okay. Okay. We're gonna lob down in there. Okay. Excelito. Excelento. Okay. Excelente. There we go. Okay. So let's zoom out there. What we got so far. Back of the hard drives just here. Okay. Here and here. Okay. So on. And we got that. Okay. And then we have the bridge board, the central piece that makes the connection to the USBs. Okay, the type B's USB. Okay, they're the Seagate connections. Okay, so that's good. Now, so what do we do? So what do we do now? Okay, we got these empty USBs. These two connections. Okay, so we've got these two connections now. Well, one is 5 volt and the other is 5 volt. Okay, they're both 5 volt. Each one is the hard drives. There's one hard drive, there's the other hard drive, two hard drives. Okay, and we need to connect these here to one USB, like a Y cable, like female USB to female USB to one USB into our PC just over here. But I don't think it's going to work like that, because you'll overpower the USB port on the PC with 10 volts. Alright, so 10 volts in one USB port, you'll blow the motherboard on the PC. Can't be doing that. So what I suggest is I bought one of these. This here cost me €40. Okay, so let me turn this off for a moment. Okay, so this is an external powered USB port. Okay, as you can see that. Okay, and so on. And the external powered, which means it's actually plugged in to make it work. Okay, it's plugged in there to make it work, and that's it there, you see, this one here, and that's connected to this. Okay, and then it goes, you know, you put in your USB wherever you want there, and it's that one cable, and that goes around here, comes around here, okay, at the back here, and as you can see it goes into here. Okay, one USB port, which is a 3.0 USB port on that old PC here. Okay, I have purposes for this. This is why I'm doing this. Okay, so I need to invest in one of these. It cost me €43 for one of those. You have to get externally powered because you're going to power these hard drives, and they're going to run through this, and you're going to have the one USB link that will connect all of these here, or anything you put in there. Each one of these are 5 volt. Okay, 5 volt. You can, as you can see, you can turn them on and off. Okay, which is cool. So you can storage protection and so on. Very handy. €40. Okay, if I have the link, I'll leave it down below, so you can invest in one of these as well. Okay, so far we have this. We have the connections, the SATA cables, the hard drives, the fans. Okay, we have the Corsair PSU. It's all connected to here. The Corsair is plugged in, as you can see, the cable, blah 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 blah, around here. It's plugged in there, and so on. So I know it's a bit messy, but we're going to just try this. Okay, so we're going to plug the USBs, our cables for the hard drives, into the USB slots. So I'm going to plug it in near the wire, see here, because that way this should be the most powerfulest, because it's closer to the power supply. Okay, there's one. Okay, we grab our other Seagate USB cable, plug it in there. Okay, like so. You turn it on. You can have two of them running. You can have them all running if you want to, you know, no problem, you know. Okay, so now that that's plugged in there, it's all ready to go and rigged up and so on, and it's into our bridges and so on, and the fans and stuff will be powered on. So the next thing we need to do is power on our PC, and then come over here and power this up, and well, you just hope for the best. Okay, so the PC is now powered on, but I'm going to show you something about the power supply. This is where many people are going to get stuck. They're not going to be sure what to do, how to do this. First of all, you need a switch. You need like a flick switch, or a push switch, or a button switch, or whatever. You need a switch. You don't need something that turns, that you push in and it comes out again. No, you don't want that. We're talking about the power supply here, okay? The power supply. And this is the power supply used for the computer. It goes onto the motherboard basically. And all you want to do is use the switch on it. Just the switch, okay? So I used one of these initially, okay? And like I said, it's just a push. It's just a simple push. Look, it goes in and back out again. But when it comes out, it knocks the whole power unit off, okay? You want it to be in and stay in, okay? So that's not appropriate for it. So we won't be using that. We're going to be using this here, okay? This is a switch that you just power. Sorry, now you turn it on. It's a flick switch, okay? Don't know if you can see that. Hold on a moment. I'll try to get in there. That's a power switch, and you push it up or down, okay? IO switch, okay, and so on. Okay, so which the colors to turn it on? Okay, Well, green is the color you need. Okay, that's the power on the PC or whatever you're using. Okay, so it's the green colored wire. Okay, and that's connection number 4 right here. Okay, as you can see, connection number 4 right there. Okay, and that's connected to the live, to the positive on the switch. Then you have the black one here. Black one is COM. Okay, and you need to pick any COM port at all will do with that. Okay, and that it's on port number 3 on this power supply port. Okay, so the green wire is power on, and instead of using something like this where you push it in and you have to keep it in to keep the power supply on, I use this here because it would keep it on altogether once I push it up or down. Okay, so I have the wires marked. I'll put a red one on there, solder this to the switch because that's linked to green, and the COM port is black, which is ground. So, and that's the negative here. Okay, so now that you know that, it will keep the power supply running, and that's connected, as you can see, to the Corsair CX430. Okay, so I'm going to get ready for the magic now. It's about time we got this running. Been waiting weeks for this, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Put this back in its mount. Okay, so now is this is the biggie. Okay, I'm going to get ready for this. So all this is going to be powered up with the power supply unit right here at the back. Here at the back here, the hard drives, the fans, everything. Okay, so the USB is going to be powered. Okay, which is this here. We're going to knock that on and so on. So here we go. We're going to flick the switch on the power supply to start her up. Now we have power running through the Corsair power supply. Okay, so here we go. I'm not expecting, we're going to unmount this camera. I need you to see it all in progress. Okay, to know this works. Okay, so our switch will trigger everything. Our switch here. Okay, that's going to trigger everything. Okay, the Corsair is on, it's powered on. You can see here the O1 port. It's the O1 port here for the switch, and get ready for this. So here we go, and here we go. That's it. Corsair is on. You hear the hard drives powering up there. Okay, that fan doesn't seem to be working. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to turn that off. The top fan is fine, it's working, so give me a moment. I'll knock this here off. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's connected to the wrong port or the other way around, but don't worry, it wouldn't do any damage. We're fine. Okay, I'm going to knock this off for a moment, and I'm going to check out that fan. Give me a moment. Okay, just a second run. Okay, back again to the switch. Corsair powered on. Is that powered on at the moment? Or is it on standby, should I say? Standby, yes. And so on. So I hope I corrected the problem there with that fan, why it wasn't starting. So here we go again, one more time. Okay, so let's flick the switch here. Okay, let's flick the switch, and on it comes. That fan is just not working for some reason. It was working before, but we're just going to check the hard drives. We're going to put power through these. Okay, so here we go. Turn these on here. Okay, I'll turn that on for the second hard drive. That's 2 of them on there. Let's take a look at what Linux is going to say to us about this. We need to turn on the mouse here for Linux. Let's see what Budgie has to say here. We got them. It showed up. It actually worked. Yes, there you go. That is our 2 hard drives. We got it. So there we go. Okay. we got it. I just need to make that fan there work. I don't know if you can see it. It's not turning. You see? Pretty still. That's it. We got it. We made our own external, custom made, homemade hard drive enclosure. And that's how it's done. Okay. Not bad, eh? Okay, very good. Okay, so in the last clip I was mentioning that this fan here wouldn't work. Well, it's working now. So in the last clip all I had to do was connect a Molex to the connection of the fan. So I had to cut a Molex wire, just cut it and connect it to the ports on the fan connection, and which is there, you know. That's, I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, now I'm often doing this. That's going to the fan. This one here, right? That there's going to the fan, and that there's connected. Those wires are connected there to Molex, okay, and the Molex is connected to the CPU or the PSU and so on, which is connected here. So that's both fans now working. I don't know if you can be able to see them there or not. I'm not sure, right? But they're both working, and on the PC, as you can see, the two hard drives are loaded there. You see that? That's them here, here, and here. So that's it. So I did it. That's how I built my external hard HDD enclosure. Okay, so that's that. Okay, as you can see.